Now, Ghana's long-standing struggle to attract doctors, teachers, engineers, and other critical professionals to hard-to-reach districts is back in focus as ranking member on the Local Government and Decentralization Committee, Francis Asensio-Boakye, renews calls for a district housing scheme. The Bantama MP says the absence of decent accommodation remains one of the biggest barriers preventing young professionals from accepting postings to underserved communities. He's urging the government to revive and expand a previously designed district housing program to address what he describes as a major developmental bottleneck. We've been joined via Zoom by Francis Asensio-Boakye. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. First, before we get into that scheme which you worked on when you were in power, just a very casual question to you, though. Is it that there are genuinely no accommodations in the district level or the rural communities, or there is a certain type of housing or accommodation that our young professionals have appetite for?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to be on your program this afternoon. Well, there is a genuine type of certain model of housing at the various districts. But in general, accommodation issues are a big problem in underserved communities, as you mentioned. As you know, when you go around the country, even if you look at the housing statistics, a good number of the houses are in the big cities, Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and what have you. In the underserved districts, housing is a problem, and decent housing accommodation is even a bigger problem.
Okay.
And you see, these professionals, their classmates get jobs in Accra, and they stay in very nice places, okay? So they also want to, if they should accept postings, if they should accept job opportunities in these underserved communities, at least, you know, some decent accommodation, not as it is in Accra, but something pretty decent for a professional to stay in. And that has been the bane of our development efforts.
Okay.
As you know, in the various district assemblies, the Local Government Act stipulates that the district assemblies are the highest planning authority in every district. And as such, they have a very important role to play. When I was speaking yesterday at the Parliament post-budget workshop, it was clear that even doctors are not accepting posts in underserved communities. It was clear. The Minister for Local Government mentioned that they only have 10 planners at the district assemblies, 10 special planners. These special planners, they are supposed to ensure orderly development. They are supposed to coordinate the issuance of building permits. They coordinate the issuance of development permits. And this is supposed to ensure orderly development and avoid haphazard development. If you don't have all these professionals.
Yes. Take me into the scheme which you were working on before you left government. What form and shape was this scheme supposed to take? And in that scheme, what will a decent accommodation look like in that scheme?
Oh, it's a program, we call it district housing scheme. It was a program to provide some decent accommodation at the district level, the type of models that we have in Accra. In Accra, you know that government, under the Ministry of Works and Housing, government has some housing facilities that they provide to civil servants. They are not as posh as that of the private sector ones we have in
the private sector. Okay.
Yeah, but they are pretty decent that anybody at all will find it.
I want to have a picture of what a decent accommodation is for professionals. Would you have a standardized decency of how it should look?
Oh, a two-bedroom apartment with toilet facilities.
Okay.
You know, not any plush housing type.
Government has already presented its 2026 budget anyway. You have said that this should be pushed at the cabinet level. But do you think that a government should consider public-private partnership at all?
Of course. I mean, it doesn't really matter the financing. The government will have to decide whether they can use public money to finance it or whether they will need the support of the private sector. It doesn't matter. These are all financing options. But what is important is that there was an arrangement we were working with state housing to provide these housing schemes at the district level. And they are not supposed to be free anyway. They pay for it. Yeah,
you mentioned that you were working with state housing. At what level was this before you left government?
We were far advanced. We were far advanced, and state housing was supposed to be the developer. And government was supposed to provide some seed capital, especially with the provision of infrastructure for the housing development. I'm talking about the roads, we're talking about water, electricity, so that it will be easy for state housing to just come in and put in the building, so that we will have a very nice estate for senior public officials like doctors, architects, planners, engineers, who will go there and work and make sure that...
As ranking, how far are you hoping to go with this request or this policy?
When the point was made, the Minister of Health was there, the Minister for Local Government was there, and he quickly indicated that he has put it down and he will make sure that he takes it to cabinet. So I'm very hopeful that the government will embrace this idea so that it will help us address some of the many development challenges that we are facing at the district level.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis Asenso-Boakye, for joining us today.